Hello ladies, I'm going to say something that might be a little bit controversial. Actually, you can be with a man for 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years. You can live together, sleep next to him every night, build a family with him, and still not know everything about him. And I know some of you are going to say, girl, after 20 years, of course I know my husband. Maybe you do, but I think there is a difference between knowing someone and knowing what they are capable of. And that's what I want to talk about today, because I think as a woman, we sometimes put so much trust in a relationship that we completely forget one very important thing. You should love a man, but you should never lose yourself in him. So when you first meet someone, obviously you see the best version of them. They're romantic, they're calling you, they text you all the time, they want to see you all the time. Everything feels perfect. And then you spend more time together, you see how they behave when they're angry. You see how they behave when they lose money. You see how they behave when they're stressed. You actually learn a lot more about someone when life becomes difficult, and that's something I wish more women understood. And let me be very clear, this is not a video saying that men are bad. No. There are amazing men, there are loyal men, there are kind men, there are men who genuinely love and respect their wives, but love alone does not guarantee that someone will never change. People change, circumstances change, priorities change, and sometimes people show you sides of themselves that you never knew existed. That's why I personally believed a woman should always have something that belongs to her. Her own money, her own career or skills, her own friendships, her own identity, her own goals, because being in love should add to your life. It shouldn't become your entire life. And this is why I think women need to be very, very careful. There is a difference between being loved by a man and dependent on a man for your entire existence. Because when you depend on someone financially, emotionally, socially, for your confidence, for your happiness, you give that person incredible amount of power over you. And sometimes you don't even realize it. You start thinking, what if he leaves me? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? How am I going to pay my bills? What will people think of me? And suddenly you're not staying because you're happy, you're staying because you're scared. And ladies, fear is not love. You should be able to choose a relationship because you want that relationship, not because you have no other option. This is very important actually. And I know that some people are going to say, but I trust my husband. And honestly, good. You should trust your partner. That's important. A healthy relationship needs trust. I'm not telling you to wake up every morning and think your husband is secretly planning something against you. That's not what I mean. I'm saying trust him, but don't abandon yourself. You can trust someone and still have your own bank account. You can love someone and still have your own career. You can be married and still have your own friends. You can build a family together and still have your own dreams. That's not a lack of love. That's called having an identity. And there is one version of yourself that I never want you to become. The woman who wakes up one day and realizes, I gave him everything, my whole life, my career, my money, my friendships, my dreams, my personality, my entire life. And then suddenly the relationship doesn't work anymore. And she looks in the mirror and thinks, who am I without him? Ladies, please, you should never have to ask yourself that question. You should know exactly who you are, with him or without him. That's very, very important. With him or without him, married or single, in love or alone. So if you're watching this and you're married, in a relationship, dating, or even completely single, I want you to remember one thing. Love him, support him, build with him, trust him, but don't disappear inside your relationship, please. Keep your own dreams, keep your own money, keep your own identity. keep learning, keep growing, keep becoming the woman you want to be, because the most beautiful relationship isn't, oh, I can't live without you. It's, I could live without you, but I choose to build my life with you. And I think there is a huge difference between those two sentences. So tell me in the comment section, do you believe you can truly know someone after 20 years of marriage? Or do you think there is always a part of a person that we can never completely know? I really want to hear your opinion, and if you enjoyed this conversation, subscribe, because we're going to have a lot more girls talk like this. We're going to talk about men, relationships, feminine energy, independence, self-worth, dating in 2026, and most important, how to become a woman that never loses herself for anyone. I'll see you in the next video.